it makes it easier to go through, and it also allows you to focus really on your purpose there. You have a job to do, you have to focus on it, and then you do it, and that's it.
It's interesting you describing your training and how it obviously worked for you in those moments that you felt danger. But also, in some ways, did you ever think about the fact that you might have been living a little bit of a false sense of security because incidents did happen around Afghanistan, and the very people who were protecting you actually did die, they did lose their lives. Did this cross your mind, and were you ever around any of those very real incidents?
The only time I was close to, not an incident, but an aftermath of an incident, was when I was in the airport in Kaya. You have the tarmac with a wall with a big door, and then you have the hospital, which is the Roll 2, I think, at that point. And when I was just walking to go to one of this building, they opened the gates, giving me access to the tarmac, and then I saw a couple of doctors and nurses coming out with stretchers on wheels, and actually they were waiting for a helicopter to bring 2 wounded soldiers. And so I stayed there to see how it happens, and of course you have the curious mind who is kicking in. And I saw those 2 soldiers being transported from the airport onto the gurneys and then into the Roll 2. And this is where I said to myself, well, this is the reality, this is not a movie. Those people are hurt. Maybe there are casualties where it happened. I don't know, I didn't have the details, of course. But being so close to this kind of action, I'm not saying that it was fun, it's really the bad word, but it was a principle of reality, a reality shock, to say it happens, something did happen, and it could have been anyone, could have been me if it was out for whatever reason. And this is where I really realized that people get hurt, people get killed in this mission. And yeah, that's when I also thought this is not fake. This is real, and that's one of the moments when I actually again thought, well, I'm in a special place. It's not my current environment. It's not my comfort zone, but I can cope with it. That's okay. That's not an issue. So this is the closest I was to an incident. I would say not the incident, but the aftermath of it, the return of the people who were engaged and unfortunately got hit.
As a civilian, actually being so close to that scene that you're describing is quite shocking.
It is because first you realize it's again, I will use the same word, it's not fake, it's real. I mean, it's real blood, it's real wounds, it's real pain, it's real, maybe this guy's life is affected for the rest of his life. Didn't know, of course, the magnitude of the injuries, but could have been just a small thing, or it could have been something more dramatic. But yes, it really moves you to a different world, into a different perception of the reality. And if I make a quick jump to nowadays, when you see what's happening on the TV, of course, with this Ukraine war and now this Israeli and Hamas war, and when you see what's happening there, of course, I was not in those kind of situation of actual battles, but all what I lived, I experienced, and the feelings I had, they come back, because it's basically, it's not the same situation, but it's very comparable. And it's again people getting hurt, people suffering, and there's a cause behind. Depending on which side you are, you follow your cause and your reasoning. But nevertheless, when I watch those news, I'm pretty sure that I have a different understanding than someone who didn't go to this kind of environment in their life. Thinking about my direct family or my friends or whoever I discuss. And sometimes when I discuss with some friends, you can see the difference of having lived or not this kind of situation. So it's, and I think it will stay. It will be part of me now. It will be part of my memories, my way of seeing the life and the world. And yeah, I think it's a, for myself, it's a good memory. Because it gave me first a very humble perception of first my role and our place in our life. It's like seeing an accident. You really think that anything can happen very quickly, and sometimes very small events can have lifetime repercussions. And if you're not harmed by it, though, you're lucky and enjoy life and take a good care of it. That's the most compelling message I retain from this.
You can have different emotions watching the same thing, and because you were there, what you got was a snapshot of what happens on the ground during a conflict.
Yes.
Not being involved with the politics, actually. So I don't know what else you saw, but I'm assuming you would have seen the soldiers in action trying to save these two people that were wounded. Can you describe some of that? Because you've said a number of times it wasn't a movie. We've all seen this in a movie. You're absolutely right.